Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gollum's Gamers, where today we are here with yet another emergency podcast. It's just moments since we finished recording our previous emergency pod, and someone linked in the South of England SBG chat that there's a new article, and we thought,
we said literally 5 minutes ago, we said, "Oh, this is the end of the emergency podcast."
Yeah,
there's no more that's going to happen. In the time that it's taken for us to get back on Zoom to record, Ali is now nowhere to be found.
No.
He's probably taken a shit or something. And in that time, we've managed to get Sam in.
We've subbed in Sam for his debut in the emergency
pod. Debut on the emergency pod. Maybe Ali will join us.
Sam. Yeah, love it.
But right, I think, should we get Sam to read through this one as it's his first
time?
Would
Sam read it? I mean,
would you want to read it, Sam?
He is on a very cursed small screen.
I am on my phone and won't be able to read it very well.
That would be...
Just get it up on your phone and read it so that on camera your face is right up.
Wait, Elliot, can you scroll up and down? I think I should be able to... Yeah, no, I can read it.
Right, let's get Sam to
read it. Come on, Sam.
Narrative voice. Let's go.
You need to start at the date at the top, as Ashton.
You need to start with a date. You need to read everything, every little word.
Every word.
In a beast voice.
That's it, Sam.
Warhammer-community.com/2024-08/new edition of Middle-earth strategy battle game coming soon.
Okay.
8th of August, 2024. There is a new edition of Middle-earth strategy battle game.
What?
What?
A new edition?
Oh.
Right.
Right, let me zoom in. Right. We've seen a host of new reveals for Middle-earth strategy battle game in the past few months in the run-up to the Rise of Angmar supplement. From the noble Knights of Arnor and doomed King Erna to the vicious orc scavenger Nazthak. But if you thought that was the biggest news of the year, you ain't seen nothing yet. Today, we can reveal that something special for Middle-earth strategy battle game is just around the corner. 6 years after the release of the Lord of the Rings Battle of Pelennor Field, a full new edition of the game is galloping towards us.
Can we just say, that was 6 years ago. That does not feel like 6 years ago.
I mean, I wasn't playing
Time flies and you're having fun, right?
Yeah.
Life is just fleeting already.
Fucking hell.
You got Legolas looking like a Chad, killing like some dudes. It's a very exciting time for fans of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. We can look forward to being refreshed and an updated rules for the game and their armies. There'll be a new, shiny rules manual to go with the new edition, as well as new supplements for armies of Lord. I'll have to scroll across. For armies of the Lord of the Rings and armies of The Hobbit, each of which will contain rules for the miniatures from the respective movie trilogies. Every profile has been reworked so that units and characters' actions and on-screen presence are even better represented on the tabletop. And your adventures in Middle-earth feel exactly as they should.
Let's just pause there and just say every profile has been reworked in the game. Now, my first thought was, as this will be uploaded directly after the previous emergency pod, we were talking about how can Berda have the Hill Troll intelligence special in its profile when it's like totally not in his profile, but obviously it's going to be in his new profile, so now it all makes sense.
Indeed. Now, Ash, that was not your first thought. Your first thought was, how on earth are they going to rework the Witch King and make him even
That's true. They're going to make the Crown of War.
Oh my god, is he finally going to be bad?
Is the crown gone? Is
everything we've been saying about, oh my god, the crown's going to be split in half, you're going to have the attacks, you're going to have the magic, it's going to be in there.
Yeah. Okay, Sam, would you like to continue for us?
Yeah, I just think there will be maybe a rise of 2 armies up to the levels of which we'd like to see other lists like survivors. If Khazad-dûm become the same level as survivors of Lake Town, how lemon would that be for all these people that learn?
Yeah, they've waited for ages. Yeah.
Right, let me scroll back. Where am I? Okay, we'll have loads more to share in the coming weeks, so stay tuned to Warhammer Community for all the latest updates. What else does the future hold for Middle-earth? Well, we couldn't possibly speculate. Nice photo here. The Lord of the Rings, the War of the Heathen.
Now, sorry, is this the film thing that's coming out, or is that something else?
Probably.
I
I
thought
don't
this
really
was
know.
like the anime
Let us
thing.
know. Let us know
I
in the
think this
comments
is the
below.
animation thing. Yes, no.
This is the anime thing, isn't it?
What anime like Goku and stuff?
Yeah, they are doing one like that.
The animated thing. Yeah, they are.
To be fair, the most important news that the viewers care about is that there's
Yeah, it
loads
is.
more news to share in the coming weeks, which means, ladies and gentlemen, more
More
emergency
emergency
podcasts,
podcast. But
which is
It's this.
exactly what you all love.
The War of the Rohirrim, and this is totally coming out like at the end of this year.
They've clearly got license to it, which is lemon.
So that,
I just
like, I don't know. Are they gonna have a tie-in to it? There's got to be something. But the fact they've put this here, there's definitely some sort of tie-in.
three. So we've got 4 new books coming out minimum. The Rise of Angmar, the new rules manual, the new profiles for the armies of Lord of the Rings, and the new profiles for the armies of the Hobbit. Sam Grattan, give us your first thoughts.
Fucking hell.
As to what profiles, which I think are gonna
Whatever, everything.
Give us
So
your
what new
2
rules
cents,
are they going to
Sam.
be?
see. I think the wording they've used, that every profile has been changed, is really interesting, because I actually would think that there are profiles in the game which the rules writers would be happy how they've made, and actually think are balanced and are in line with the films, with some of their thematic rules and stuff.
Yep.
However, the word every would insinuate they're not happy and they want to change, which is interesting. I mean, I just hope that a massive, massive meta shift is upon us, and I think
There
it's
is
pretty
going to
evident
be
that
a
it is.
huge meta
Well,
shift. Yeah.
I think when they say every, then, because it isn't like they're going to update the rule, like the specific rules in each profile for every profile. That is what I think is going to happen. There might be something new which will be applied to every profile, say a different
What
way
about
the stats
what if
working or something, which will
it's
then obviously be an
finally
profile.
the up to fight value 20? What if that's
Some-
one of the new
That's what I
rules
mean.
that
Like
we've spoken about loads of
that would
times?
be
Right.
a blanket change in every profile
There's
without
could be
actually
some
updating every profile. If that
some
makes sense.
fundamental changes
To the-
in
I think-
like the core elements of the game. Like again, you could have profiles going up to fight 20 now, or shooting could be completely reworked, or I don't know, the Balrog could be now really beast.
I think
Yeah, it
it's
could
just
be
they have so much with this news. The possibilities are near enough endless as to what improvements they can
where
make.
it's going to go.
And like, I really, 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 really just hope that near enough all of them are actual like improvements when it comes to like
Yeah.
things that are people know in the game as like some of the most oppressive stuff that is clearly bonkers. So like
Yeah, you just want a
magic, like
complete swap.
a change. I would be so intrigued as what maybe a change in magic could possibly even look like. Whether
They
it's
might
just worth casting values or God knows.
they might have
But it's-
completely new spells. There might just
But
be
surely that'd be in the
Yeah.
rules manual, right? It's only changes in the profiles of the models. So like
No,
surely
no,
casting.
It's
shiny new rules.
yeah, it's a new addition. So there will be a new rule book. There will be a brand new rule book.
So they've just released a rule book on my
No, that was just all that rule book was a
updated FAQs and stuff.
They took the FAQs and they put them in the other rule book. That
Just
was
added them into the rules.
That was all.
Yeah.
So this is a brand new addition. So they're
This
also
could change how Magic even casts.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's
I
what I mean.
remember in Fantasy, I'm going to butcher this, but I remember rolling like you needed to get an 8 or a 9 to cast a spell, and you'd roll like 3 dice to try and get that higher number. So you might even now have not just a 1 to 6 casting scale, you could have a 1 to 10 casting scale. Like,
yeah,
the fundamentals of the game could just like totally
now
change.
I do wonder though,
and I think the main thing is that nothing is going to be the same again. Black
just the
Numenorians
way-
are going to be 10 points. It's going to be criminal.
just to play devil's advocate, I mean, you know, I think when it went from the previous edition to this one that we're in now, I'm not sure how much, because obviously they added in the alliance matrix. There was still heroic stats and stuff, but
Well, they nerfed magic from the old edition.
So they nerfed magic. And were there not heroic actions at all, or was there not as many?
There wasn't as many heroic actions.
I don't think
you could do volley. You could do volley fire,
yeah.
which was
Was there any heroic actions, or was that a new thing? I thought that might have been a new thing. with the
No, there were heroic actions.
There were, okay. I think maybe
Yeah.
I think it's
more then that they added in.
It's more the sense of like, well, like a big change that from last edition was, correct me if I'm wrong, was the whole, you can't take one elf hero and then take 80 elves. You have to have warbands.
Yes,
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
warbands. Warbands were new.
To be fair, actually, I mean, yeah, they are.
So that's a complete
of
reworking of
huge
the
changes there. Yeah,
Ugh.
so maybe I wonder whether they will go that far, or
I think that's the interesting thing, because I think most people in the scene would agree that the game is fairly well balanced currently. Like,
yeah,
obviously,
Yeah.
you do have the actual fundamentals of the game. You have the top lists which do well, but like the actual playing the game compared to some of the other game systems
Yeah.
is
Compared
one of the
to
better
40K,
ones. Yeah,
lots of
and
this is one of the best, like most balanced. Lots of different army lists can actually win.
yeah, and I think there may be a case of too much is too much.
Yeah.
But at the same time, currently I don't care. I think the game does need some form of, spice, and this is definitely a way to do it.
This is
And
some mega spice.
I like it because it's for all the list builders out there, that because the game to a certain extent has kind of been figured out. Like, you get the people that learn how to do a Rubik's Cube, and then all the different algorithms for anything in the Rubik's Cube just happens. And I feel like that's what the game has kind of turned into. It's a case of all the best alliances and all the best combinations are there for people to take, and then the weaknesses come out, and then people counter that with the other best thing, and then it's just a circle of just the same thing. And this will obviously change everything to do with that. You actually get.
I mean, I would hope that they make changes.
Well, even if it doesn't, even if the changes aren't that significant to a point of Witch King Sully is still very good, just because it's new, people will bring the rules that are new and the profiles that have changed and stuff like that because of the new.
One of the things they could one of the things,
Okay.
for example, talking about Witch King Sully, Sam, that they could completely overhaul the alliance matrix. They could just turn it on its head. Like, when you think of it, one of the ones that's always kind of bugged me is that Thranduil's Halls and Iron Hills are green, when literally in the extended edition of the film, they're killing each other. So they're not going to be green allies. That's one of the things they might just completely rewrite. Now, The Hobbit, they kind of put that in because of The Hobbit and the theme of doing a Battle of Five Armies thing.
Yeah, a lot of it is
they might just completely rewrite that and say, okay, they're now no longer green allies, or Suladan and the Witch King are now longer green allies because they never actually fought together on,
you would think this would be the best time to fix these big things that say like Witch King Sully, for example, like all these things that they might not put in an FAQ because it's such a big overhaul, like changing the crown and these very key parts of certain profiles which are very popular in a new edition. As they're changing so much, the brushstroke could be very broad over lots and lots of different things.
What are your top 3 things that, like, either whether it's models or fundamentals in the game, that you would want changed the most? So, like,
I mean,
go on, Ash.
I already know what you mean. Monsters. I want monsters to be better. That's something I've gone on about for lots. Like, we literally just touched upon it in the previous Emoji podcast with the new Hill Trolls. I want monsters. You don't see monsters apart from Guahir, Gullivar. You never see non-hero monsters. And I would love for monsters to get some sort of buff, some sort of additional special thing that they can do.
I'll go with another one. My number 3 pick, God, this is a top 3 episode, is to rework the fight value system. I think it should be there should be more values on it. The fact that it's so condensed, and then that nothing really uses the end scale of it. It's like only up to 7, really. Like, that's as high as
I think taking it to 15 or 20 would be great, and then also like 20,
having and like actually having
working heroic strike as well.
Yeah, and just having profiles actually scale across the whole thing, using all 20, not just like, bunches of it or something like that, like it is now. I think that's very key, which I would love to see. Sam, anything from you?
Yeah, I think monsters is a good one. Whether, like Asher, whether they get a rule or something against magic, because magic's really the killer for monsters that don't have will. And if there's something to do with that which would prevent them, not hard prevent, not just like immune, but God knows, 4-up resist or something.
You could just make magic completely change magic,
that's
because
what I
I
was
think
going
that
to
is
say.
the most oppressive thing in the game.
I think magic.
Yeah,
surely.
magic and shooting is. I mean, I kind of like to see siege weapons changed, if I'm honest, but I don't know. They're such a small, like, in Isengard, they're prevalent. However, in the grand scheme of things, they're not really. Apart from that, like, you might get a trebuchet.
Yeah, like they're still going to be prevalent parts of the game, like the magic and the shooting. It's just whether the balance, is magic just nowhere near as oppressive as it can times now.
I'd love to see magic, be altered in a way that it's not a tool that is near enough game losing in certain scenarios / for certain models. Like, sure, it can be an advantage if you play against the big hero which doesn't have any magic resistance, but it's so punishing.
I think that kind of probably links into my next point, is around big heroes, and that Lord of the Rings universe is about the biggest, best, coolest, most powerful heroes, and the fact that an orc shaman can chuck a 1-dice transfix on Aragorn just seems very, very annoying. So I'd like to see, in with what you're saying, Sam, magic being reworked, big heroes becoming a lot better, I think, so that it does become a game of I think kind of hints to it in the article, right? Every profile has been reworked so that the units and characters' actions and on-screen presence are even better represented, like Sauron being awesome, like Aragorn being awesome, as opposed to just kind of being
6.
I just think maybe that's what they're getting at. But
I do wonder why in the recent articles and stuff where they've talked about the stat lines of profiles, though, I wonder if, because they have said about the fight value of these models and things, and they're in line with where it is now.
The standard one.
I wonder whether that would change. I don't know. And it does say we'll share loads more in the coming weeks. If it was coming months, that would maybe make me think that they're going to release the supplement first and then the new edition at a much later date. They've said over the coming weeks, so we're going to learn quite a lot about this new edition in the coming weeks, which lines up with maybe when the supplement would be released. So we could be seeing both of these.
That's a good point.
At the same time,
because there isn't.
It's weeks, not months. And like for the when we started getting the new articles with the models, they said over the coming months, and it really has been months. It's been 4 or 5 months now.
I think that fight value point you made of saying like Aomer, whatever his name is fight 6. It's like
they've said all of them.
Why? Yeah.
Would they then change that?
If there was a change, it would be interesting.
Is it a red herring?
Surely not.
Is it like,
actually,
in the new rules, he is fight 12?
No, they're not going to say psych.
Yeah. So it seems though like we could be getting the new supplement and the new rules, the new edition of the game for Christmas.
I think that's going to be a great time to release it, right?
That's pretty crazy.
Financially, if it's released before Christmas. This is the most excited I've been for
this game since I've been into
for this game.
I mean, it's a new
in
edition.
ages. Like this could, I do hope there are like actual big changes, and it's not just like.
I want to be able to. I'm a bit of a list writer, and I want to be able to sit on my phone for about 10 hours consistently. and write so many lists.
Almost none of my current lists. Or any
of the same
to be even able to be used. Like you have to almost start again because something has changed fundamentally with the way you build lists, or profiles are structured. There's a new stat or something new for every profile. Like you said. So any closing thoughts from anyone really, or any other points?
Exciting stuff. Very exciting.
Very, very exciting. I guess the main point is to ask our wonderful viewers,
our audience,
what would you like to see? That the possibilities, as we've said, could be endless outside of the fight value that we already know. might be the same. But again, it could just be they could just be trolling us, and it's like, okay, so this is the old. This is Ian's profile in the old edition, but now him in the new edition.
So maybe that would lead us to believe that they're not going to be released at the same time. Maybe we'll have a few months of the old version and then the new. Who knows?
What are the
Carnage King getting a banner that counts in game?
Yes.
What are the top 5 things that you want to see in the new edition of the game, or the top 5 things you want to see reworked in profiles? And we'll read some of the comments out as the clips get.
Yeah,
there are going to be articles get released.
There are going to be many more emergency podcasts on the way. More and more of the Gollum's gamers are slowly getting involved. It was just me and James, the early doors. We roped in young Ashley and Ali, and now here comes Sam entering. We'll have the whole crew on next.
The hype is building.
It falls out of work hours. So I mean,
if Sam is here, the hype is fucking real.
The hype is high.
This man is here. Yeah.
I don't think did we ever, and Sam, I don't think we let you finish your final thing that you'd like to see. I think you only got to say one.
Close us out here, Sam. The Crown of Morgul reworked.
Yeah, I think it's just the fact that, no disrespect, Ashley. However, one tricks are going to have to fix their play style, baby.
Have to grow up a bit. Yeah,
I'm just intrigued to see what people bring. I think that's the main thing. I think the variety of lists that you're going to see, and the change in I still think you'll still see the same top players taking lists, which are because they're good players, but the people winning, I think, maybe will change to a certain extent when it comes to this. That if you're Witch King Sully might still work, and if someone's comfortable on it, they're still going to take it and do well. But some people that, for example, Ali is a dwarf player, and if dwarfs become, if they get something that is so minor, but in a person that plays in a positional game's hands is a big help.
Yeah.
These dwarf armies may see a resurgence. You might get more play, and then you just get a bit of everything. I don't know. I'm excited.
The possibilities are Actually, are you going to run Witch King Suladan, into the ground before the new edition comes out?
You got to take it. You got to take it to your first tournament, I think, and then
first new tournament.
Just see how it is.
Well, I just want to see because again, the crown could be the crown could have been changed. Suladan's banner could have been changed. The thing I'm hoping for is actually to see more variety, because most lists are you pick these 3 heroes, and then I kind of feel like in the game at the moment there's a lot of heroes that just immediately don't get taken because they're just not very good.
I think you're still going to see that though. And I'm not sure how they get away.
If they're reworking that, I would like to see that maybe all profiles are kind of leveled out, especially the named ring rates, for example. You have almost 5 or 6 that you just never take because they're terrible, and then there's 3 that are awesome. Whereas I'd like to see I want to see more difficult list building decisions for people going, well, this guy's good, this guy's also good, this is a synergy here. And I don't know, again, I think Sam said it already, but the list building variety is going to be awesome. Hopefully.
And especially with edition as well. And everyone's going to be trying to find, interesting new alliances, or however it's going to work, new combinations of, everything. So
I think for people that take different lists all the time and try to not fall to, say the same meta armies, it's such a blessing to really go into it.
King is so upset he isn't on this emergency podcast right now.
Yeah,
I know he hasn't. He literally, after the last one, he's active now. Shall I see if he wants to join for a closing thought?
But Ali King being active doesn't mean that he is actually alive and available, as we know. We will have to get Ali on the next emergency podcast. We can get him on the next one.
I think
there are going to be many more coming. So
yeah, clearly there's going to be, and then this might be the next. We haven't even talked about the fact that the War of the Rohirrim could be the next supplement. So we've just had Rise of Angmar.
My gosh, wait. So it says what else? So this isn't the So this is about the new edition.
This is the new edition.
And then it says, what else does
so they're yeah, and then they've obviously got this teaser picture. So it's going to be like, this is the next supplement, or
they'll have models from this, or or a supplement based on this. But like, God knows when that will come out. There's no way you get
there's another supplement,
new rules, new armies book for Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, and then the Angmar supplement, and then that supplement all at once. Like that has to be staggered out to a point of next year.
This War of the Rohirrim like anime thing, if it is tied to that, which I think it is because the font and everything is exactly the same, that comes out at the end of this year. So it could be months afterwards. There are certain models that or profiles of characters in that which are going to be released in the game, something like that.
We still haven't talked about what the new box set's going to be.
I would,
because the box set
I mean, they have totally said that there'll be more coming, but I would be very surprised if they also released a new box set with the edition.
Well, they did with
Pelennor Fields, but the thing is, the Osgiliath box set really didn't come out long ago.
Anything could happen. Genuinely, I don't even want to try and make a guess.
If they announce another big box set, just like the other two that we've seen, the Pelennor Fields and Osgiliath, I would genuinely be so shocked. I don't think that's going to happen. I'm going on record as saying I don't think that will happen, but it may do.
Because we've had. I remember when I first started playing, it was I bought my first box set was the Mines of Moria box set. Then it was Goblin Town. Then it was Pelennor Fields. Then the most recent ones are Osgiliath, right?
Yes, yeah.
There's got to be. I'm feeling they're going to create.
There should be like, I think with a new edition, yeah, they would bring out a new, because it was with the 0.5 book that they recently released. That they released that alongside
the new edition comes in the new box set, right? They've always released the new edition with the new box set to
Oh my god, that would be so crazy.
The sales.
What are they going to do it? What? No way. I mean, it could be an Angmar one. It could be around the supplement because they're being released at the same time. Maybe.
Do you reckon Throne of Skulls will be a point where Throne of Skulls is surely going to be a place where they're going to release?
So they don't ever announce stuff at the tournaments anymore, because if they do, they would have done it at Ardacon, and like there's been kind of talk. They've said that they're not doing that anymore. So it wouldn't be actually at the Throne of Skulls where they announce something, but they could release models, say, on the day, like at
same time,
when you're at Warhammer World with Razgoosh and that. So, but yeah, maybe they could. When actually is that? Because I saw that people were buying tickets to that, to the Throne of Skulls.
Is it November?
Oh, okay, it is this year.
Well, it might be. It's sometime this year.
Maybe that could be the supplement coming out, and then maybe the new edition the following month or something. But yeah, maybe the box set would be Angmar and Arnor.
We haven't had any indication of points values for any of the new troops, have we?
No, it's been they don't release any points.
So that could be the new distinction. So, because maybe you're right, fight value is not going to change. But thinking about when I used to play War of the Ring, it was standard that you played a 1,000-point game was a low point game, and a 2,000-point game was a medium game, and a 3,000-point game was a high point game. In SBG at the moment, it's like 450, 750, 1,000. So they could be using the points values to differentiate stuff. So like a goblin may stay at 4 points, but a warrior of Minas Tirith might go up to 12 points, and an elf goes up to 25 points. And then it's like you're playing, there's the distinction of how they're changing the fundamentals of the game, potentially.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
There must be a pretty big rework with some kind of key function of the game.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to get at. Is that
the Alliance Matrix was completely brand new.
Warbands were completely brand new, or I think there will be a fundamental
change. There's got to be one
to one of the core aspects of the game, whether it's might or points values, or again,
maybe the amount of the resources maybe is going to be twice as many. Everyone will get twice as much stuff to work with. How does that?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Making again. Just on the heroes,
to go back and touch on the new box, though. I was saying how it could be Angmar and Arnor if it's going to release alongside the supplement. it wouldn't be something like that. The reason why they will only put plastic stuff in those big box sets because they sell them in stores and they don't sell anything resin or metal in any of the stores anymore.
And that goes back to your point of not thinking they're ever going to release new plastic models. And
but I do not see it. I do not.
Yeah, I think I can see them releasing new plastic models. So maybe your dreams will come true. And in this new box set, there are new plastic Wario models.
Be
because I've never
insanely shocked.
I haven't seen this much. Clearly, they've put in a lot of work.
They have been working clearly while
they've been working hard. And what would go with that? New plastic Wario models.
It's weird because it's interesting because I don't know how I was talking to you. I think it was at the tournament the other weekend, and someone said that MESBG is outsold last year Sigma and stuff, and all these games get so much push. And
is that true?
Yeah, I think they did. I think apparently over the financial year they outsold Sigma, and it's MESBG doesn't have a real push compared to those games and 40K and stuff, and that's pretty insane. If
maybe they saw our GBHL 2023 season review podcast and they saw that the size of the league has doubled, or it did double last year. So, so
it's getting attention, which is good.
Yeah,
really nice.
Just what would be in a starter box? Because it would feel weird if they were to release the Angmar and Arnold supplement with those two factions being highlighted, and then they release the box with two other factions. That would seem weird because the one, obviously, it was Minas Tirith and Mordor, and those were the only two factions being pushed. With the new releases with Faramir and all that sort of thing. So,
I've just gone onto the Games Workshop financial report. That's 93 pages long. And I'm scanning hard to see if I can find. That's not a bad shout.
This man does not understand technology.
No, I really don't.
Control F MESBG or Durbers.
Durbers. No. There's no MESBG.
Oh dear. So we're not even on the financial report. So, I haven't heard that before, that take. But I think AOS is on a downward trend, though, I think, from my very little knowledge that I have. But
I'm gonna investigate and I'll put in the comments.
I would be interested to know. Yeah. Okay.
Anybody who has more understanding of Games Workshop's finances than we do, let us know if that's true. Because I don't disbelieve it, because that would make sense that now they're putting all this time and resources into the game, because obviously they wouldn't if the sales were really poor. I think the reason that they're reworking it is because the sales must be up and the game must be doing well financially, right?
The one thing that would be a huge indicator of that, personally, is if they did release new Plastic Warriors, because they haven't done that in over 10 years or something. So if they were to do that, that would be the biggest indicator, I think, that they're wanting to put more money into the game and things. But a new edition obviously is a sign of that as well, I guess. So
yeah.
Okay, any closing comments? I think
build the hype.
We're good. Yeah, there's going to be
the hype train is coming.
Emergency pods coming with all the reveals over the next few months up to the release of the Rise of Angmar and new edition.
And leave a comment if you want to see Sam Grattan on more emergency pods.
Emergency pods. Come on, folks. Show the support.
Show the love for Sam.
Share the love. Yeah. Okay. That is going to do it. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching another emergency podcast from the Gollum's Gamers.